Welcome to Networking Nuggets, the show where we dig deep into the art of building powerful connections. I'm your host, Janaya Hernandez, and each episode we bring you inspiring stories, practical tips, and expert advice from industry leaders and networking pros. Whether you're a seasoned professional or starting your career, this is the place to discover how to leverage networking and mentorship to fuel your success. Get ready to unlock the secrets of effective networking, develop meaningful relationships, and cultivate a community that empowers you. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's dive into today's episode of Networking Nuggets. Wait. Remember, in the world of networking, it's all about practical advice for powerful networks. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Networking Nuggets. I'm your host, Janaya Hernandez, and today we're diving into a topic that can transform the way you connect with others. Right? Mouthful. I love it. The Enneagram Assessment and its impact on networking. Let's talk about it. Joining me are two incredible guests, Jasmin and Theresa from Bridge 9 Consulting. Together, we'll explore how understanding your personality type can elevate your networking game and help you forge meaningful connection. There's a surprise in a little bit. Surprise for me as well. I'm going to be learning some things with the audience. So let's get started. Ladies, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jasmin Beeney, and I have been in the IT world for about 23 years. And out of those 23 years, the last 9 I spent coaching in corporate America. And about 6 years ago, Theresa and I discovered the Enneagram. And once we learned about the tool, learned how to use it for ourselves, we realized, wait, we could use this at work. We can use it to help our teams. We can help to coach people with this tool. So we launched our business about 2.5, 3 years ago now. Yep, 3 years. And it's been an awesome experience so far, and I can't wait to talk more about it as we are on our podcast.
Right. Hello, everyone. My name is Theresa Krupicka. I also have been coaching a little over 10 years. I did not start my career in technology like Jasmin did, but have found myself working in that realm in corporate America, mostly in the team coaching realm. And as Jasmin already stated, we came across this incredible way for us to better understand ourselves and the people around us and the Enneagram. And not only has it been a great opportunity for us in our careers and in starting this business together, but also an amazing way for us to be friends. And even though we don't work in the same corporation anymore, we are lifelong friends now. And I can't imagine being in business with anybody besides Jasmin.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I'm team girl, so I love girl power. I love that circle and positivity. I do have a question, and I'm sure the audience is having the same question at the forefront. Have the both of you taken this assessment?
Oh, multiple times. Like in different iterations. Like when we first started exploring this, we did the free tests online. And then as we've built our business and our understanding of the Enneagram, we progressed into a really great tool that we use in our business through a company called IEQ9. But yes, and we can go into it a little bit more as we get into the different types. But Jasmin always felt very set on who she was on her type, but she had a really hard time accepting
getting there. Yeah, and getting there and accepting it, yes. I was like, no, that's not me. No, absolutely not. I refuse.
And then for myself, I really thought I was the one, because I would test between two types, and the assessment that we use had me in one, and it took me a while to say, oh yeah, I definitely see that I'm this instead of this. But it can be kind of a an adjustment, especially if you self-typed just based off of brief descriptions, and then you take the assessment and you're not the type you kind of aligned yourself with or like married yourself to, and you can have a little bit of grief over, I thought I was this, but also realizing that self-acknowledgement or that self-understanding where you kind of open up that box and say, ooh, these are kind of all the good and bad things that come up for me. And so that's what we've kind of a long answer to your question is, yes, we've taken it multiple times and had to also deal with recognizing who we are.
So dive into what the test is and the different types before we reveal the da 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 to the audience.
Sure. Well, Go ahead, Jasmine. You were going to talk about what the Enneagram is for those that aren't familiar with what that tool is.
Yeah. So I'll at least start with explaining what the Enneagram is, and we will add into it what type of tests there are out there. So the Enneagram is a self-awareness tool that maps out 9 different ways people tend to see the world and handle life. 9, not 1 or 2.
That's what Enneagram means 9 in Latin, so that's where the Enneagram comes. 9 different ways.
The Latin coming through. Hernandez is in. We'll do it. Okay, let's do it.
And I want to make sure people know that it's less about personality traits and more about what drives you, what drives all of us deep down, like our core motivations, our fears, and our habits. And it's also not like slapping a label on someone or putting you in a box. I've had a lot of team members throughout the last few years say, oh, you want to put me in this box? And I'm like, actually, what I want to show you is the box that you might have created for yourself to survive and how you can come out of that box.
Ooh.
So then they're like, oh, okay. So they're more willing to accept, oh, okay, so you're not going to tell me what I am. I'm like, nope. We're just going to talk about what you might have done and use as coping skills to survive and how you can grow out of that.
I love that.
Make sure people know that, not putting you in a box. And each of the 9 types have their own unique way of thinking, reacting, and navigating the world because of their specific motivations. It also includes the concept of survival instinct. So every human has and can change their survival instincts throughout their life. These 3 human survival instincts are self-preservation, social, and one-to-one. And they actually add more complexity to your main type. So the Enneagram is a very, very complex tool. It's not like, oh, I know my Enneagram number. It's like, nope, what's your instinct? What is your survival instinct? What core motivations have you worked on? What is it that, what's your wing? Where do you go in stress and growth? All those things are part of the Enneagram. It's not just, hey, I'm this type. And it helps people understand, things like, why do I avoid confrontation? Why do I feel like I always have to prove myself? Or why do I put other people's needs before my own?
Wow. So this tool, this assessment, so I'm a self-proclaimed networking BFF. And if you're new to the audience, we drop these episodes so that you have what you need to go out into the networking world, right? And networking comes in all forms, especially in a time that we are now. We got virtual, we got conferences, we got in-person, and in-person and virtual, you may, depending on what day of the week it is, you may get 2 different sides of me. So I was very excited and scared at the same time to take this assessment. Because I think I know myself, and I'm sure this resonates with the both of you. I believe I'm one way, and then when I meet people and they're like explaining me to me, I'm like, wait, what? I'm not. So I was very eager to take this test, yet scared. And Theresa, you're new to my circle, which I adore, but Jasmine unfortunately had the pain and suffering.
No suffering, it was amazing.
To make sure I took this exam because I pondered. But it is a useful tool if you are branching into leadership, if you are transitioning into a career, to know your pros and cons, I think that is fabulous because, like, what is the baseline? Where do we start with? So elaborate for the audience, for our networking BFF crew. How can you utilize this assessment to grow your networking pool?
Real quick, just wanted to let you know, because you did say you were eager to take the test, and there are a lot of free tests out there, but they're not as detailed and deep as Integrative Enneagram's assessment. So the free ones can provide you with some direction and information towards what your main type may be, but I have tested with the free test and a lot of times did not get the result I got with Integrative Enneagram.
So before you answer my question, let us know what is provided with your company. So we will walk us through the steps. Like, I know the steps, but I want, others to get in them this joy. And then we will circle back to that powerful question. All right, go ahead.
So through our consulting organization, which is Jasmin and I, we offer services for individual coaching, group coaching. So whether you're part of a team at work or just a team of people, like if you are at a church and have a team of people that work together regularly, we do team coaching. And then we also can offer couples coaching through the Enneagram. So you and your partner can each take the assessment and then get a report out of what stumbling blocks you may come forward with in your relationship based off of your Enneagram type, where your strengths are, how you can communicate with each other. And that's the same on the individual assessment and the team assessment. So to just walk through our services, if you're just an individual that wants one-on-one coaching, we do an introductory session with you, find out what your goals are, what information you want to be able to use the assessment to help you achieve. And then we send you the link for the assessment and then set up an additional time and go through the assessment with you and highlight those areas where your goals may align with either areas of growth or things you want to change, or areas where you may already be meeting your goals and just maybe you need to recognize that. Jasmin, keep me honest on this. The IEQ9 or Integrative Enneagram focuses on the current state, the what you want to do with that state, and the future state. And off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly the phrases they use, but it
happens in future me as well. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So it's really about what do you want future you to look like with this information. So that's individual coaching, usually around 5 sessions is what we recommend for that. So we have the one where we go through the assessment with you, set those goals, follow up, etc. And then anything above that is based off of your needs. The team one, each team member takes an assessment. We meet again with the leader or whoever's organizing that desire. Find out what goals they want to meet by knowing the team, individuals, and the team Enneagram type. So we do get a team Enneagram type then through the work we do. And then each member takes the assessment. We meet one-on-one with each team member to make sure they understand their assessment, have any questions, make sure it feels aligned with them. And then we have a set of workshops that we do at a team level, depending on what your goals are. So we kind of cater the group or team workshops based off of what you want to do. And then obviously the couples or even 2 friends may want to know how they get along better. I won't just say couples, but we do the couples where, again, each one would take what their goals are, their assessment, and then coaching together to kind of work through those areas of opportunity. So that's the services that we offer through Bridge 9 Consulting.
Are you ready to build a powerful connection that elevate your career? Welcome to Networking Nugget, the podcast dedicated to providing you with practical advice for a powerful network. Join us as we explore the art and science of networking with insights from industry leaders and experts. Discover actionable tips that you can implement immediately to enhance your professional relationships. But that's not all. Dive deeper into the world of networking with my books, The Power of Connection, A Mentee's Guide to Networking Mastery, and From Connections to Growth, Advancing Your Path to Professional Excellence. These guides are packed with strategies to help you master networking and turn connections into opportunities for growth. Tune in to Networking Nuggets for your weekly dose of networking wisdom. Whether you're just starting out or looking to refine your skills, we've got you covered. Subscribe now on your favorite podcast platform and take the first step towards building your powerful network today. So with all those services, how can listeners leverage this assessment to enhance their networking skills? I'm eager to know. Like, I get my type, my number, not just to make a t-shirt out of it because I love a merch. How can I utilize that to leverage my networking game?
So I think just like you would do for any other reason you want to know your Enneagram type, it's to understand your motivation and maybe help you move past what may be keeping you from doing the things you want to do. So if your motivational type is to make connections for achievement, which we'll go through the different 9 types and what the short title is for each one. They're not just a number, they have a short descriptive title. Like, are you networking because you want to make connections and build your network of opportunities for jobs? Are you building your network is your motivation to gather knowledge from other people? Mm-hmm. Is your motivation just to meet people? Is your motivation to help people or find out where you can have more opportunities to help if you're a helper? Because there is a type that's called helper. So I think knowing your Enneagram type allows you to understand your motivation. Why are you there? Why do you feel the desire to network and connect with others? Or maybe you don't have that natural desire and you need to push yourself to grow.
There we go.
To network, right? Mm-hmm. The other thing to keep in mind, which is what Jasmin and I share a lot of, especially in our team workshops, is it's not just about you, but it's about understanding that other people have different motivations than you do. Mm-hmm. And so when you're in a networking situation, whether it's in person or you're just reaching out on LinkedIn or some other networking opportunity, like, how you approach the situation may not be how they take it in. And also you may not get the response you want because they're there for a different reason than you are. So it's not just about understanding yourself better, but it's also understanding what other people might be motivated to do. So
a good one. So you recall us, I recall you saying there's 9 types. What are the 9 types? They're labeled, and because I hear you say it's the number. And when I think of this assessment, I remember I'm a 1, I'm a 7. What are the titles? And briefly go over how we fall in those buckets.
Okay. So I'm going to start that off. I think I'm doing the first few, Jasmin.
Yeah. And I think we are going to reveal someone's type.
Oh no! Oh no! If you're just joining us, I took this assessment willingly. Yes, willingly. Because again, right? That self-development and career growth is like, I want all the tools so that I know how I'm not just being a better person for me, but how am I contributing to the networking scene? So I took this test and I am stalling on what my number, what bucket bucket do I fall in? So we're going to go over what each of them are, and then we are going to, I guess, open the box and tell me what mine is. All right.
Yes. So I want to start off by saying that there is no Enneagram type that's better than the other.
Yep.
They all have good qualities, and they all have qualities where we can grow. So nothing to be nervous about.
Yep. And we need all these numbers in the world. If we did not have these numbers, our world would fall apart. So every single skill and talent and motivation that they have is needed for our world in different ways.
Yeah. And so it's just like a box of crayons. Every crayon is needed to make the rainbow. So, all right. So we're going to start at the top at 1. Some materials may start at a type 8 or type 9, and there's different reasons for that we won't go in here, but we're just going to start with sequential. So type 1 is called the reformer, and type 1s are perfectionists of the Enneagram. So they've got a strong sense of right and wrong, and they're always trying to make things better. So whether it's in a system, a process, or themselves. But their downfall is they have a very loud inner critic. So we all have that little critic on our shoulders. Theirs is giant. Theirs is a giant on their shoulder. And that can sometimes make it hard for them to just let things be. Mm-hmm. Someone on this call is a type 1 reformer. And it's not Janaya, and it's not me.
I was like, wait a minute.
You just got her. You just shook her, okay?
Yeah, it's not you. It's not you.
Get my paper. I need to get my paper ready. Okay.
No, we'll do yours very last. We're going to say that. We're going to make you sit through all the numbers.
Okay.
So, yes, Jasmine is the reformer in our duo here, and we keep each other very balanced. I have some of a 1 in me, and you'll find out why in a little bit. But even right before this call, she was like, "Are we prepared enough?" I'm like, "Yes, Jasmine, we are prepared enough."
I'm very quiet because it's being recorded, and I don't want to mess up.
So, and I love her for that. She keeps me organized. I keep her sane. It's a good partnership.
It is.
So.
It really is.
So
and we can use that, and that could drive people crazy, but Theresa understands me, so it works. Yeah. Because she knows my Enneagram, see?
I love it.
So our type 2s are the helpers, which I've mentioned helpers. 2s are natural caregivers. They're warm, generous, really tuned into other people's needs, and they love to feel needed, but sometimes they give so much to other people, they forget about their own needs. Mm. And they are a classic, let me take care of you and totally ignore myself energy. So I always say, check on your type 2s because they're not taking care of themselves. Mm. And again, we're briefly going over there's these types. There's so much information in here. So their natural motivation is they just want someone to love them. So the type 3s are achievers. They are go-getters. Think goals, hustle, achievement. These folks are wired to succeed and look good doing it. So not just being good at something, but they want to walk the walk and talk the talk. So they are the best dressers. They're the, new haircut, purse, whatever. So those are achievers. They're super adaptable and polished. But underneath all that drive, they struggle with feeling that they're only as good as their last win. Mm. So they really think that people only like them or love them because of their achievement. Mm. So they're continually driven to achieve more. Mm. The individualists are type 4s. Jasmine and I sometimes call this the unicorn type because we don't, in our line of work, working in tech, we don't run across them as often as we would like to. But
just real quick before she explains what they are, I've coached over 100 people in my organization, and I have found one Enneagram 4.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know if other people that may listen to your podcast will have encountered a 4. I'm pretty sure my daughter is a 4. I haven't had her take the assessment yet, but I could almost bet money on it.
Comment.
Yeah.
Unicorn 4, please let us know.
Yes.
Let us know.
Let us know you're out there, please.
Yes. So 4s are the deep feelers and mostly creatives. They want to be authentic and unique and truly understood. So they kind of battle with, they want people to appreciate them, but they don't feel like people really appreciate them. They feel things very intensely, and they have highs and lows, and they're usually very empathetic. They feel the feels of other people around them. One of the unique things about 4s is they do not feel the need to fix it. Wow. So they will really just sit with you in whatever feeling you are having and not try to make you feel better about it like a 2 might. But they just are there. And that's one of their superpowers.
Like a middle child.
Yeah, kind of like a middle child. They're just there. They have a sense that something is missing, but they just can't name it. So they just kind of always feel this hole in their existence. And I'm doing up to 5. So type 5 is our investigator. They are thinkers. They're super observant, curious, and you might find them mostly introverted. They're very, there's a concept that they only have so much energy to dispense during the day. And once they've hit it, they don't have any more to give, regardless of caffeine or food or sleep. They're only wake up with so much to give. So they're very conservative with how they spend their time, and they're very good at boxing things. So they are also good at understanding how things work. So they are observant. So they watch people. They understand systems and ideas. And they tend to want a lot of personal space because of that conservation of energy. So, and sometimes they're a little too good at it. So, they probably are the ones that we run into a lot in our tech space, are 5s.
Yep. And they're the ones that I've coached quite a few, and they're the ones that say, "Oh, I haven't eaten all day." Like, wow. Because they were into what they were doing, whatever knowledge they were seeking. They were in it so much, so deeply that they just, I should probably go eat something. It's interesting to hear.
It's nice to hear, well, I should say interesting to hear how you correlate the different types with some of the career choices. So like a 4 in the tech world is like a unicorn, but it's common to be, a 5. It's interesting. I wonder if this would have been a nice assessment, when you're like graduating and like trying to pinpoint a career choice that kind of matches your beliefs and just some of your personality type. It probably save us all a lot of money when we go in for one day.
Right.
Yes.
Actually,
yes.
This isn't what I want to do. This doesn't match me at all. So it'd be interesting if colleges could probably, or like senior year, could utilize like, this assessment into finding out where we kind of fit personality-wise in some of our career choices.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see the Enneagram 4 in IT because they are the ones to bring that creativity into the IT world. Not that others don't. Their creativity is just different. It's awesome to see, and if you're 4 and you want to go into IT, just as long as you go to, you get a job where you have the ability to be creative, then you can still be fulfilled in that role.
Yeah, I think it's more about be realistic about how you could be fulfilled.
Yeah, exactly.
Regardless of your type. Yeah.
Correct. Yep. So we're going to move on to type 6. Type 6 are known as the loyalists. Now, the 6s are the troubleshooters. They're loyal, they're dependable, and they're always thinking 10 steps ahead. I actually went on a college tour visit with a friend of mine who I'm wholeheartedly, which I shouldn't be typing anybody. I know we're going to talk about that later. I feel like she's a 6 only because she had plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. I just had to show up, and it was amazing. I was like, I wish all type 6s planned all things. Because she had everything was planned out for. It was awesome. And now, because 6s, they have a radar for what could go wrong, and they're great at keeping things safe and stable.
So your administrators, directors, and VPs.
And your executive assistant.
Yeah, right.
A lot of them might be 6s because they're already like have contingency plans for what could go wrong.
But that radar, though, that they have, it can feed into their anxiety, and it can make them second guess themselves because they don't know what could go wrong. And so they're constantly asking questions. Well, what about this? Well, what about that? And, you know, I have a manager who's an Enneagram 6 and another team member who's a different type. And once they found out that our manager was an Enneagram 6, they were like, oh, wait, he's not interrogating me? Like, nope.
All right.
He needs to know. That's what he needs to survive. He needs to know all the answers. So, we've seen this information, these realizations really provide so much more clarity and compassion for people at work. It's been amazing to see. And so that's our tip. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, and now I'm eager to know what a 7 is. See, now, like, this is like suspenseful for me.
Well, that's the next number, right? Our type 7, the enthusiast, that's the name for type 7. And 7s are all about the good vibes. They're adventurous, they're optimistic, and they're always looking for the next fun or interesting thing. They definitely have infectious energy, and they are the type who, every Enneagram 7 I've coached, I was like, so when's your next trip planned? And almost always there's one plan. Whether it's local, weekend with friends, it doesn't have to be extravagant to Europe. It's just something, there's some things on their plan, on the calendar constantly. And they have infectious energy, but sometimes they keep moving to avoid sitting with discomfort or facing the harder stuff.
Oh, wow.
So all of that optimism and joy and joy seeking, fun seeking is truly can at times be preventing them from facing the hard stuff. It's them trying to avoid it.
So this is like double therapy when people come and get for you.
Correct.
Oh boy, I'm signing up.
Yeah. Well, our lovely host is actually one-on-one type 7.
Wow. Okay.
That's you, Janaya.
Listen, I heard it once you said it. I felt the 7.
Some people say that they like the minute they hear their number, they like get chills, or they may feel ill because
they don't like it.
It's such a realization.
I felt the 7. I was like, let me clean my calendar just in case. I know this is my number. I know.
And again, something we haven't talked about throughout our description of each number is each subtype, our instinctual survival instinct, and yours is a 1-to-1, which we can talk about after our podcast.
Listen, I've already cleared my calendar. I'm coming. After we get to the end, and you tell everyone how to contact you, lovely ladies. I just space for me because I really thought of 4, but when you explained 7, I was like, oh boy, nope.
All
right, we have 2 more numbers till we get back to 7.
Yeah, so type 8, the challenger. Now the 8s, they're strong, they're direct, they're protective, and they've got big energy, and they are not afraid to use it at all. And especially when it comes to standing up for others or themselves. They are the very loud activists. They are the very loud protectors in our world. And underneath all that exterior, they really have a big heart. And they just don't always show it right away. That's our 8. Now our type 9 are the peace. And just for the record, before we go on type 9, for the audience, when I first met Janaya, I was like, she was very robust and loud and, for me, intense, right? And so I was like, I wonder if she's an 8. Again, I shouldn't be typing anybody, but here I am. I'm admitting my fault here on a podcast. All right. All right. I will move to type 9, the peacemaker. They are the calm in the storm. They're easygoing, they're accepting, and they're great at seeing all sides. They just want things to be peaceful and drama-free. But in the process, they can lose touch with what they want because keeping the peace often comes first. And so my lovely business partner is an Enneagram 9.
I knew it. I'm like, listen, I know this.
Right? Yeah.
You compliment me. Oh, wow.
Yes. And because of Enneagram wings, which we won't get into in the podcast, she wings me and I can wing her because our numbers are right next to each other. So that also helps us understand each other better and have more compassion for each other.
I feel a follow-up session coming. I feel like there's so many unanswered questions. I feel it. I mean, I'm going to take this test again because I feel like I'm a 7. I'm not disagreeing. But I feel like I need to be the unicorn, and that could be my 7.
That is your 7.
That's your 7.
Yes, it is. Yes, 100%.
The thing about a 9, because I, for the longest time, thought I was a 2.
I think
I was sold on a 2. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. And I would test between a 9 and a 2. And when my Enneagram integrated 9 came back and I was a 9, I went to Jasmine like, it says I'm a 9. I don't want to be a 9. I want to be a 2. It took me a while to live with it. But another thing about the 9s is they can see a little bit of themselves in every type because they're so good at seeing all perspectives. Mm-hmm. Downside that I personally heard about as a 9 is sometimes we're not as quick to take action on something because we do really avoid conflict. Mm-hmm. So in a networking space, I tend to I know a lot of people and I usually know people at an event or I have a lot of connections because I love connecting to people, but I try to stay with people I know I won't have any conflict with. So it's definitely a journey in whatever Enneagram type you end up aligning with, mm-hmm. to recognize those strengths uh-huh. and those weaknesses that you have. And Jasmine we've witnessed each other work through some pretty hard life stuff since uh-huh. we've known each other, and how our Enneagram types have really shown up at our worst and showed up at our best. So,
I mean, I couldn't think of a better segue sentence than that. How do we, as listeners, get a hold of Theresa and Jasmine so that we can keep taking these assessments till we get the number that we like? Okay.
Till we get to the number that we like.
Ladies, let the listeners know.
Yes, you definitely can go to our business website at bridge9consulting.com. And there you can find out about Theresa and find out a little bit more about our background. Our services are listed there, and also our coaching techniques are listed there. So bridge9consulting.com.
I love this. I love this space. I feel like I have so many ideas running through my head, how this could be utilized. I mean, there should be
It's why we started, girl. It's why we started the business, right there. So many ideas.
So much conflict could be resolved just utilizing this basic
exactly.
tools. I think it's a must. And for our introverts, this is to know what you need and just how to go into a networking, space and environment and, not be so hard on yourself, just knowing your own needs. It's phenomenal. And so I thank you both for starting this business, informing us listeners on, the different types, letting me know what my type is. I mean, there's some questions questions, but we, for sake of time, we won't tackle it into that. But before we wrap up, if you're new to the show, we do a segment called Toolbox or Trash. And we go over a group of items in the networking space, and you just let us know as listeners, keep that in your toolbox. That's something that you're going to use. Get rid of that. Trash that. It's no longer necessary. It's a really fun game, so I hope you're ready to play. Ready? You're ready.
We played it with each other, so we were ready.
So, and you two have a little bit of superpower because, right, these types, these personalities, so you could kind of base it off your Enneagram assessment, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Our first item: mass email blast.
Trash.
1 in 9. Look at that 1 in 9. Theresa, you said trash. Why?
They're so impersonal, and I just get so bogged down by all of the emails I get. I half the time don't look at them. I just swipe them to get them out. They're overwhelming for me in my type 9. Like, it pulls a lot of energy from me. So I'm like, no more of this.
Yes.
I hear you.
Yeah.
All right. How about AI generated headshots?
Keep if they look good.
I think, it's a definite depends, because I've seen some really bad ones and I've seen some good ones, and not everybody can afford a good headshot. If you can find one that makes you look good,
and then I feel like I'm lying. You know what I'm saying? My oneness is like, is this morally correct? Should I do this? Like, that's not, I'm lying. That's wrong. Like, I shouldn't do that.
Well, they take your features and just brush them up.
Yeah, but it's not me.
You really don't think it depends. You want to trash them. You want to put them in the trash. How about networking events? Like
Keep.
Keep.
Yes. My favorite one, and I never get the same answer. The infamous blue suit.
The what?
I really love blue, so I'd say keep.
Keep? Okay.
It's classic.
Those who love it say it's classic. Jasmine I feel like you think it's time to go, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Guys, thank you so much. As we conclude today's episode, I want to emphasize the incredible impact, Enneagram types, and just knowing your different personality and your number has, made just for me in this short time. So I'm looking into exploring this more. And I want, the audience to know that, again, these are baseline little pockets, little nuggets. There's more to this. Like, I think you touched on, there's wing types, and there's, how to utilize your
growth and your stress.
Yep.
And your workspace. So I want to thank you both for joining us for this episode of Networking Nuggets. If you found today's discussion helpful, please share this episode with your network and leave us a review. Your support is invaluable and helps us reach more people with these important insights. Until next time, keep building those connections and empowering one another. Remember, it's all about spreading practical advice for powerful networks. Till next time, toodles.